So for the first one, I think I'm feeling kind of like, yeah, kind of like what Cynthia and Magna said, kind of happy that this happened. Like, to a certain extent that this happened because, like, I can kind of like rest and have a break from like the stresses of school and catch up on my own personal things. Like, I enjoy watching a lot of series, so I'm catching up on the series that I haven't able to watch that I have in my hard drive. And we aren't really isolated here because like I'm just in terms of myself, I'm just staying away from outside more often than I would have before. So I could just say that I'm just coping by doing what I like, so watching movies and series. In terms of the second part, like I'm learning that I get easily frustrated now. Um, when I get stuck in the same sort of routine every day. I'd be like doing the same thing for a very long time and having sort of plan or agenda for a while. So that gets really just makes me go crazy sometimes. So for the outside, everything's pretty normal, like how it was before the pandemic. It's just that the old people aren't out as much. People are like sort of taking precaution. Um, but yeah, it just is kind of like what it is before, so I can't really say much. It's just that I can say that the outside is pretty ignorant to what this virus can do, and we will only like react to the point where it's already too late and like we're just dropping like flies, you could say. And for the third part, like changing the world, I just think like maybe um what do you call it again? Just joining in the Instagram part of for AMP and just trying to do more frequencies or any frequency that I can in the meantime. And sort of, if I can, help out in the e-learning for education in Tanzania because I luckily go to like an international school which doesn't have the national curriculum. So I'm doing e-learning. Whereas for other national schools, it's pretty like, how could I say this? Like it's at a standstill. So there's no learning at all. So they're just gonna have to wait for the coronavirus to be over. Then they go back to school, and so that's affecting everyone. Like from the grade 10 and grade 12 exams from being halted, and so they don't know if they're gonna continue their education or like have to go back a class. So if I can, maybe I can help out there.
That's awesome. Thank you, Jennifer. I'm really excited to see how you get involved in volunteering your skills, your knowledge, what your experience, whatever it is that you have to offer in terms of like e-learning and just general learning for, you know, the rest of the young people in Tanzania who at this point in time aren't able to go to school as a result of the global pandemic. And again, really important to continue amplifying those voices that actually get forgotten very easily because we see what's in front of us, what the headlines are telling us, what our own situation is. And actually there are, like it hasn't been necessarily such an easy transition for other people to be able to go virtually, for example, to like learn virtually or to work from home, and all of the different issues and concerns around like privilege and power and intersectionality and kind of systems dynamics as well. So really appreciate you bringing that point of view into the mix as well. That's great. I think we have one more person, and I think it's Audrey. No.
Hi.
Yeah, it is Audrey.
Oh, actually, I think Sienna too. But
I think Sienna's gone.
Oh, Sienna went?
Yeah.
Okay, it's just me. Okay. So I've been trying to find a balance, not trying to feel pressured to like do the most all the time, and not fall into the trap of I'm wasting my entire day doing nothing. So yeah, just balancing that. Similar to I think Magna and Cynthia, I want to say. Things have been good. I mean, pretty normal, like Jennifer said. And I think that that's kind of a scary thought too, also, is how normal it feels. And to realize that, like, obviously, I'm realizing about myself, and this is kind of number two also, more about like how privileged I am to be in a position where I do feel normal in like a global pandemic, and like so much is happening around me, but still like I can feel normal because it doesn't, I don't feel the direct impact, if that makes sense. And oh gosh, okay, so another thing that I've been learning through this pandemic is how much fear impacts people's lives and how much fear dictates their actions. And maybe that's not like, if they were clear-headed and level-headed, that wouldn't have happened. But like we see, like I'm here in Saratoga, California, which is like, oh wait, I should not have said that, but I'm in the Bay Area where things kind of bad, and we have like people calling the police on each other because they see like their neighbors like gardeners working, and gardeners are considered non-essential workers, and people will literally call the cops on other people. And it's just like, in a normal situation, I don't think that they would have been driven to do that, but it's scary how much that their fear of like the whole disease and everything would drive them to do something like that. So that's really scary. And number 3, I just think like supporting small businesses, local businesses, donating when you can, if you can. And other than that, just trying to keep your spirits up and trying to help other people keep their spirits up. Yeah.
Beautiful, Audrey. Thank you. What a wonderful note to finish on. Keeping your spirits up, because you are not useful to anyone if you are not able to be, one, first of all, to acknowledge whatever feelings you have and have no judgment about what, if and when those feelings come up and what they look like. And 2, to be able to be in a place where you are able to have high spirits in order to lift other spirits as well. So when you go, as I was saying on the last call, when you go to a superstore, to a shop, to, you know, your local market, wherever it is, and just asking people like, how are you? Are people, you know, how are people treating you? Like, are you okay? If you know someone who is a healthcare worker, or works within an essential service, you know, making sure they have everything they need as well, in order for them to be able to support other people as well. So I think that's a really, really lovely note to finish on. Thank you, Audrey, for bringing it. How are you keeping your spirits up and finding the joy in the little and big ways? And also, how are you able to do that for other people who are immediately around you, and also invisibly so as well? And hopefully that's what this video, in sharing what your experiences and how you're bringing change to the world, even in this time of stillness, hopefully that's what we can do for people who are far away from us or aren't in our immediate circle or proximity. So thank you, Global Scholar Advisors. That is amazing.